Is Devil May Cry peak of combat, peak of gaming? No. Welcome back everybody to a brand new video, and today this is sort of a first impressions review of Devil May Cry peak of combat. You may have seen my trailer reaction to the launch of this game a couple of days ago. Finally managed to be able to play it, and oh my god, to say it's generic, a generic mobile game is kind of an understatement. If you imagine any of the Honkai games, especially Third Impact or Genshin Impact, it's basically that with the DMC skin. Nothing. It's just a DMC skin slapped onto any mobile game you can think of. You have the standard stamina system where you can't play the game. You have to wait till your stamina recharges, which is indicated by pizza slices. Very clever there. Your health bar is completely maxed out. If you've ever played a DMC game, you probably know that as you progress through the game, you find collectible items, and as you find these collectible items, they will eventually increase your health. The more bars of health you have, the more health you do. But this game decided to opt out of that and have a standard HP system, and just use the bars as a visual aid, and they're completely maxed out. So you know you're not super powerful. That could just represent 1,000 or 60,000 HP. You know, rather than have the health bar adapt, it's just a static visual, I should say. It's these little touches that kind of make me think they didn't really put too much effort into it. I've even seen like trailers where they use AI voices and AI animations where they got like the DMC5 portraits and they all start talking to each other, and it's like some of the aesthetic from this game is like DMC3, which is why I was in my trailer reaction, I was like, hey, why can't we just have a DMC3 remake? And it's no. You have the standard auto movement control for moving into combat. Combat is set up in like arenas where you just fight enemies. Sometimes you have a time limit, sometimes you don't, and then sometimes you fight a boss. These battles actually consume stamina, so if you fail too many times, you run out of stamina, which is what happened to me on the third stage. I died at one point, and then I had to wait. And then I ended up doing some other stuff. There's some challenges where you unlock materials or items to upgrade stuff. Yes, there's a whole bunch of different stuff to upgrade. Of course there is. You can upgrade cards, which are basically like the equipment of this game. It's a DMCA game. It's a DMC game, not a DMCA, sorry. I've got some other stuff on my mind. It's a Devil May Cry game where the only thing you should be upgrading is your weapons. But no, you have to upgrade cards, which is basically like equipment pieces. And then you have to upgrade your weapons, where they level up. And some reason, leveling up a gun gives you more health and defense, like the standard gacha stuff. It's just, guys, it's just a standard mobile gacha game. You have to pull for weapons separately and pull from characters separately. I thought the characters were just going to be like, you pull for skins and you just unlock the characters like a weaker version. No, that's not true. You gotta pull for characters, and then their alternative costumes as well. They all count as a separate character. Kind of reminding me of Honkai Third Impact, where some of the characters have alternative versions of themselves, and they have different costume and different ability stats, and of course you have different weapons that equip, and then you have to level up those weapons, and then of course you can ascend all your characters so they can have a higher level cap. The weapons have a higher level cap, and then they have different rankings. If you pull the same costume multiple times, you can upgrade that costume. I say upgrade that character pull that character multiple times. You upgrade the character. You've played this game before. You have played this game before. It's just Devil May Cry. It's just Honkai Third Impact with a Devil May Cry skin. I don't know how else to explain it. You're seeing the footage right now. You're pretty much getting what this game is about. It's not really in depth as Devil May Cry is. The combat is just dull. The issue with a lot of the times when enemy hits you, there's no like feedback. I don't even notice my health bar go down. There's usually in these in Devil May Cry, when you get hit, you kind of get a knockback or you get a stun, so you stop attacking. But half the time it feels like you're just attacking through everything, unless it's an actual frozen attack or they electrocute you, then you get stunned. Most of the time I just die and I'm like, what the hell, what happened? I didn't think he hit me. Also delay on input as well. I'm trying to smash dodge button and then sometimes it just was like no. The amount of times I've lost network connection in this and I've just died and the enemies just stopped taking damage and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Why? Okay, fine. So yeah, everything's based online, so it's not like the battle is purely like offline and it just sees if you win and then sends that data off. It's like, it kind of feels like it's real time because halfway through battles or midway through battles, it was loading. So it's clearly like it constantly needs the connection. It constantly needs to say data like it's a PvP. I don't know how to explain it. I just kept loading in the mid battle, and it was not loading. It was just trying to send out the data and receive it. They got different voice actors for the characters as well. I guess because these are meant to be younger versions of them from DMC3, and they don't want the older actors because they might sound too old. But Dante and Lady sound completely different. I haven't heard much of Nero's dialogue. The story, I wasn't even following. I mean, most of the time DMC you don't really follow for the story, but because the action's so over the top, you're like, this is great. They try and do that in this game. You know, Dante tries to kick down a door and it doesn't work, and then he just walks away. It's sort of like they kind of understand Devil May Cry. At the same time, they don't want to go completely balls to the wall like Devil May Cry does. So it's just like this half-ass thing. And again, Dante doesn't really look like his version from DMC3. There's something about the way they've done the faces that it kind of looks different. Like they've just made their own new models, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, I guess. And then the different voice actor, it just kind of makes me feel like it's not even Dante. And yeah, again, the combat is just boring. You're just smashing attacks. There's like some basic combos and stuff, but it's not really interesting. Most of the combat evolves around switching between party members rather than switching between weapons. And if you play the newer Devil May Cry games, like 5, you know, if you play Dante, you can switch weapons, you switch your guns, you switch your styles mid-combat. In this, it's you have the same weapon. Dante doesn't even use his gun in this, unless he need a different costume for him to use his gun. You're meant to switch to Lady to use their gun, her lady's guns. Dante doesn't even use his guns in this game. And he can't even swap his weapon. He's basically swapping character. It's just... It's like they took another game and then went, right, we'll just slap DMC skin on it, and then we'll call it a day. And then there was a bit where it was like, get 100 free pulls, but it wasn't 100 free pulls. You basically picked the best 10 pulls from your 100 pulls, and you could pay £60 to get those. The game wanted me to pay £60 for 10 pulls that were the best out of 100 pulls, and none of them are really good. Like, wow. You have to go to get daily free daily stuff. You have to go to a shop in 2 different sections of the shop where they show you all the free pies that is. There's free tiers for the battle pass. You have the free tier, the pay tier, and then the slightly more pay tier. Oh my god, it's crazy. It's just so... I don't even want to say lazy. It's just... It's so mobile. I can't express... It's as lazy as this video. This video is lazy. I've just recorded a bunch of gameplay. I'm doing a voiceover off the top of my head, not really thinking too much about it. And it's probably more effort than what they put in. It just feels like they had this game and then they just slap DMC, or they make it as aggressive as possible. I generally thought they were just going to do like a costume system like Ever Crisis, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis and Near Reincarnation did. But no, they were like, you gotta pull characters. And then if you want alternative versions of those characters, because there's a limited amount of characters in the DMC franchise, well, guess what? You gotta pull for the different costumes as well. So you could have like 4 different versions of Lady, and 4 different versions of Dante, and 4 different versions of Virgil, all with different costumes. And then Trisha's coming out, and there's gonna be like 4 different versions of them. Maybe they might bring in the the soft reboot characters of Dante and Virgil just for shits and giggles. There is a devil trigger mode as well. You just press a button and it's just a rage mode basically. I don't even think it starts healing you. Normally in Devil May Cry, yeah, when Dante goes into demon mode, he starts healing slightly, and this game doesn't do that. I think that Lady, when doesn't have one, she just gets a special attack, which takes too long and lowers your ranking. Yeah, there is a stylish ranking system in this. One time I got triple S and I don't know what I did. I was generally just mashing buttons, and again, some of the time I would dodge attacks, some of the time I wouldn't. There are times when the enemy does a heavy attack or a big damage move where if you dodge it at the right time, time slows down and you can hit a button again and you do a bit of extra damage. Sometimes it works. The tutorial mode made it seem like super easy as it slowed down time completely. I can't even really... I'm not going to recommend this. It's a standard mobile game. There's better shit to play. Maybe if you're on the toilet and you want something to do, then play it, but...
help you equip the demon card.
It's not really... It's not really Devil May Cry. It's wearing its face. It's wearing its face, but it doesn't understand. It just doesn't understand. It has all the names and all the... Dante doesn't even use the rebellion. The base, you get some random ass sword, and it's like, what is this sword? What is it? What? Where's the rebellion? Oh no, the rebellion's a skin for the sword. It's just a sword. That pretty much sums up Devil May Cry. It's just a sword with a rebellion skin on it. Anyway, if you like this rambling video, feel free to smash like, subscribe. If you didn't, feel free to leave a dislike. Comment below what you think, and I'm hoping for a remake or a sequel. I don't care at this point, but please, for the love of God, not another mobile game. Even though the mobile game market is much bigger than console and PC market combined, so the chances of that happening are slim. Or if it does happen, it's going to be like a Diablo 4 where it was fun at first, but then it's a live service and you get bored after a while. Yeah, this 2024 is off to a great start. Goodbye.
Morse. Marvelous. Together on the track. Let's go. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, red sus. Red sus, sus.